Hi, my name is Cheryl Jones, and I have progressive, primary progressive MS. Mm, Back 40 years ago when I was diagnosed, they just said I had MS. My symptoms were tingling in my hands and my feet. I would fall and I would lose my balance a lot. And they didn't have the MRI to diagnose me. The CAT scan had just come out. And I walked into a New York City hospital that is still quite renowned for their quite established for their excellence. So I went there, and they did a myelogram, and once I had that particular test done, I was never able to walk again. And so that was 40 years ago. It's hard for me to talk about it only because, unlike, well, Dulcie had did a video, Dulcie Hill, who created the whole Frontier websites and groups. Unlike her, when she was diagnosed with MS, she said, okay, well, and she said she went back to playing softball. I was just the opposite. I stayed in the hospital for 3 months. And when I came home in a wheelchair. And I'm doing this video sitting in a wheelchair. So nothing really has changed, but I will clarify that. Nothing really has changed as far as my getting better, but it took a very long time for it to get worse, which made me think that as long as I continued working, as long as I continued doing what I needed to do at home for my husband and my 2 children, as long as I did these things, that doing them in a wheelchair, and I had so much energy, but just doing them in a wheelchair, okay, all right, there's people worse off than me, worse off than I am. There's little children in wheelchairs, for crying out loud. So this is okay. I can do this, but it took me a while to get to that point. Anyway, I tried to go along with, as I got older, to still continue to live my life doing the things that I would normally do. But then I realized as I was working that my memory, my job was very taxing, and working on Wall Street, I couldn't keep up. I'd forget things. It was embarrassing. I was a manager, and it was just embarrassing. And then when the first World Trade Center bombing came along, it was like hell getting out of there. So, and I would drive in and drive out. I had to pass the park. So it took me a while to get over that. And so that's when I put in for disability. And fortunately, I got it right away. So then I started volunteering my time with children groups and things like that. But what I want to say is this. What no one was able to tell me, and now they're finding out, is we need to take better care of ourselves. I lived my life as if I didn't have MS. I was just sitting. I would drink beer. I would stay out. Just stuff. No drugs, nothing like that. But I didn't eat right. And Now they're finding out that, yes, you need to take better care of yourself. And I'm going to tell you why and what happened to me. This was when I started to go downhill. I fell and I broke my leg. I fell right here in this bathroom. And I broke my leg. And it was 2010. And I broke my leg and my tibia. So I have I have a titanium, is that how you say it, rod. I have 7 screws. And the leg is shorter than the other. So I have a lift on my shoe, and I didn't want that and took the lift out and bought another pair of shoes and didn't go back to that store anymore and would get another lift. Because why? I wasn't walking. I resigned myself to sitting. I didn't exercise on a regular basis. I didn't stretch on a regular basis. What I didn't do turned out to be the problems that kept occurring, making me more weak. I've fallen at least a half a dozen times since then. Fortunately, I only tore my rotator cuff in this shoulder, and I think here you can see ligaments torn. I fall. And so for all of you out there who has progressive MS, you know there are 2 drugs that are out there that gives us some promise, Rituxan and Acryl, I just call it Acryl, which is supposed to be coming out in March. But now they're saying that it's going to be a drug for all MS. And I don't think one size fits all, mainly because that's never how it was before. So why should it be like that now? But keep my fingers crossed. We'll see. Be careful with your body. Be careful with your mind. And be especially careful with your spirit. Progressive MS is not the same as other types of MS because it's not just the cord, the white matter that's being eaten away by our white blood cells. We're attacking ourselves. That's not the case anymore. They're finding out that progressive MS is more in the cerebral, which is in the back of the brain. And it's in a position where it's much more difficult to analyze and treat, which is why there's nothing really out there for us just yet. And I keep hope alive. So I just want to say that with all of the hardships that anyone goes through that are healthy or not, us, the PPMS warriors, we need to stay focused. We need to stay focused. We need to stay healthy as can be. And we cannot be around people who are negative in any way. And we need to keep our spirits high. Easier said than done. I've had my crying spells, but Cheryl will snap out of it. And that's what I want all of you guys to do. PPMS is not anything that is going to wipe you off the face of the earth unless you allow it to. MS is not me. And I am not MS. I am Cheryl. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. And I will be here until God sees fit to bring me home. Didn't really want to end that way. It's not all that bad. But like I said, 40 years. Got the same husband. Children grown. 5 grandchildren. Look what I would have missed out on. I love my family. I got a pretty good life. Could be better, but I have a pretty good life. I'm in pain. There's not a moment I don't moan. Well, now I didn't. But there's not a moment I don't moan. When I turn this off, I'm going to take Neurontin. That helps. Baclofen helps with the spasticity, but I'm not on any LDN drugs or nothing like that. So, and I've lost some friends that hit them real fast and real hard. Like within 7 to 8 years, boom, out. That's how this MS works. People have lived 80 years, autopsy done, they find MS. And the person never had one symptom. It goes from A to Z, just like that. So with that, I'm going to end this video. And I'm going to ask all of you, stay strong. We are blessed. We are. Because we are. Believe it. Have faith. And keep your eye on the prize. Do it much better than I did. Okay? And I'll talk to you soon again. Love life and breathe. Good night.